is that the family of the deceased are spending thousands of pounds. And you know, when I say thousands, I'm not even exaggerating. Seriously, go and ask the catering companies who supply foods for khatms in masjids. They have sweet rice, brown rice, they have roast, they have drinks, they have samosas, pakoras, everything, you name it. It's like a wedding, it's like a party. Then we were thinking, okay, we have to cook 11 foods, we have to make sure there's this food and that food, and we have to put the most favorite foods of our loved one who passed away. Where is this from? And now, you know, people have made it a competition. That's what makes it even worse. They've made a competition. They say, oh, so-and-so family had X, Y, and Z dishes in their khatams. We have to have X, Y, and Z, and we have to outdo them. And thousands and thousands of pounds are spent on that food. And a lot of it goes into the bins. And the problem here, again, is many families have, in the past week, spoken to me and said, oh my God, we were so worried about the 40th khatam that we have to call all of the people of the village and all of the relatives. It's like a wedding. And then we had to cook so many different dishes, and we weren't worried about recitation of the Quran or any isali sawab, nothing like that. All our worry was, we have to feed the people properly so that they don't go and say, oh look, it was their father, mother's khatam and look how they fed us so poorly. That's all we've ended up with, is just eating. That's it. And the scholars have said, to make a particular day, specify a particular day such that the entire community then starts to believe there has to be a khatam on the 4th day, this is bid'ah. This is an innovation. To have it on the 4th day is fine, but then but the problem is to think, if we don't do it, we're doing something wrong. This is what a bid'ah is. This is what an innovation is. Is that clear? Let's say, what if on the 4th day, somebody doesn't choose to have a khatam on the 4th day, doesn't recite the whole Quran on that day, chooses a different day. You know what happens? Then the family start ringing. Why didn't you do the 4th khatam? Why are you guys doing? How come you never do the khatam? Oh, you don't want to feed people on the soul of your parents? This is what the bid'ah is. There is no concept of khatam on the 40th day in Islam. Make that clear cut. There is no concept. There is no hadith, and there is no tradition from the earlier people. Even when I was in Syria, I remember our teacher Shaykh Aslam Hindi, one student said to him after his grandmother passed away, oh, the women in our house are getting ready to do the 40th. And the Shaykh, he became angry and his face went red. He said, La asla lahu. There's no origin for this. And there is no precedence for this in the Sharia, that something specifically has to be done on the 40th day. There's no precedence for it whatsoever. Is that clear? He said he took an order from a family and they ordered so much food. My father said, are you sure you need that much food? And the family of the deceased said, well, we don't want it to be less, and then people say, oh look, they didn't feed us properly. La hawla wa la quwwata illa billah. Then my father said, the same people came back the next day and made another enormous order. And my father said to them, but didn't you have food left from yesterday? They said, yes, but we're not going to feed them. My father said, well, I can eat yesterday's food. What's the issue? He said, no. We have to have a new dish today, fresh food for people today. And he's like, are you sure? Yesterday's food, what's going to happen to it? It's just going to go to waste, thrown in bins and skips. And that's rizq. But people are not bothered. See, what happens is, whenever a people move away from the sunnah way and enter into a bid'ah, then that bid'ah just starts getting bigger and bigger, and brings more and more complications as it evolves. And that's exactly what's happened.